Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. April 10th, 2023. Today, na April 10, 2023. Salon people, of course, myself, Comrade Kota and Cash Box, we can discuss primarily today, the spate of violence hold on the scene in our nation. This don't start since, we're not going to go too far. Let's start from 2018. We see exactly everything that has happened over the past few years. The massacres, the killing of civilians. But sadly enough, what thing they happen at the country, we don't notice over the past, all the incidents there, we don't happen. We notice, political leaders, them, that the nation can always stay silent. And over the years, now one thing is where don't they cause them problem here in our society. When the people feel, say, the political leaders, them, we for actually protect everybody, including civilians, police officers, whatever the case may be, then they stay silent for the matter there. Then they push for investigations when it comes to the killing of civilians. Then they follow up on them case. Then they for make sure say the citizens then get a reprieve. Let the citizens then get some recourse. Let the citizens then get their rights back. Let the citizens then get justice. We don't talk as the political leaders will stay silent. You don't go here either. Nobody not go talk anything parenting there. It continues for festa, it go on. Take to the point where it don't reach so now, with a series kind of about killing Yahweh happen so to this officer and McKinney, where one can delve into and talk about over the years, what they mount up to this. Comrade Kota and Kashi, there is this country called Haiti. Not all man as Salongo Sabi Haiti, but Haiti is like one of those islands down there. Haiti, of course, it's recently last year or so, 2021, they killed the president, they assassinated him right inside house. Then go. It's a deep story, but what can happen with Haiti at this particular point now? Haiti, some part then they were police officer, then they go safe again. This, corruption and nation, thievery, where you reach the point where people, they don't believe in governments anymore. People just, rely on themselves or take care of themselves. Gangs, they don't sprout up all over the country, But, before going to the Haiti talk, first of all, it's 75 days left to elections. 75 days left to elections. We don't want that's where they can bug this election. Yeah. So this election, we want them. We don't want no, Comrade Culture back in the day, you be put out a message where you talk, say, then guy can do anything just for damage and for cause chaos leading up to the elections. We don't watch. We don't assume, we don't make any presumptions. But already civil society activists, then they talk about this whole case. We already Umar Fofana report on the BBC. I want to say, first of all, everybody take it easy first. Because there is no presumptions or assumption there. We'll not forget, no assumption inside this matter with the death of this police officer. But before we even go inside the police officer in death, let's talk about the surrounding issues. What happen in the country today? And we want to caution people around this particular conversation. People already go now, they talk all kind of talk. Hey, they link this death of Evangelist Samson to this officer. No! We want to stop this nonsense. There is no way we can link anything there because anything can happen in a country, say for Lincoln to the other one, until we get all the evidences, until we get people that will commit this crime and come and make confessions to say, okay, their motive was because there was retaliation. If this is not a professional group or anything, where they go take responsibility for their actions, they will come out and say, now we do and now we're responsible. Because see, say what they happen now, they want to go take all the McKinney, like for say, McKinney people they can't the president, don't define everybody, say a terrorist. No, when crime happen in a certain community, say everybody in the community, they know what happened, they're guilty of what happened, for go turn the whole place now upside down, like for say, no, go begin arrest people, torture people, and all the stuff that we know what happen in the country. But I can't say, I go back and they build this coming from the Haiti side. If we're not going to Google and look like YouTube, that was what happened in Haiti. Corruption, what you don't manifest. The end, all that belly of a state that has been destabilized. Usai trust, no, the confidence, no, the nothing, no, the gangs, they don't take over that country. January, you're long way done. They kill past 18 police officer. Gang-related corruption in the country. People not believe in the systems anymore. How they begin a small. This massive spate of corruption. People and they die, they kill civilians, then they take them seriously. The government, they take us seriously. The opposition figures, they take us seriously. This is what they have been happening in Sierra Leone. And this is why I say again, it comes back to the political leaders. Watch them. Watch them now, political leaders, them. Former and present, they're not going to put this on their Twitter page. They're not going to come out and talk about them. They're not going to give a press statement about them. They're not going to discuss them because they don't value people and don't value the security forces them. So now what's going to happen? If you like for say, now people versus police, but maybe they say, not only people of Salon versus the police. Let us look at the scenario of the officer there in Taiwan. May all the souls of all the people who don't die over the years rest in peace. Everybody, but nobody no go link Evangelist Samson in death to this officer in death under no circumstances. Now assumption, and when you get assume a case, it prejudice the case. It begin make the case one-sided because now the focus they say, oh, now for Evangelist Samson they go they revenge for so. So whose side the attention they go? The focus of the investigation they go instead of they look at the matter from an objective point of view. And this one be an objective point of view. Communicator do an audio yesterday where it make a very critical point, and I go allow for deliberate on that particular point there. But when it happen, we see say this officer, now senior officer, not to play close to the it is in military, it is in police fatigue, it is in OSD fatigue. If you be well played close, you go say, okay, well, sometimes be there by himself. Usai be there, what's he be there do, under what circumstances? But this man is fully dressed when me say he dey on duty. And as a senior man, let's say I need drive. But we don't say that man they get designated driver. He get security forces there. So Usai be there. Now that they want first of all that disclose to the public. Usai be there, who don't be there with her? Where all the officers are for there around her? Usai them be there. Why they don't see? Nobody not retaliates. There was no exchange of gunfire. This man there by himself. Wait here happen. Usai be there. Now the first thing that for come out first. Because again, this man was in duty, in the line of duty. When you wear uniform, you in the line of duty. You don't wear uniform, wait off. So what for understand these things? Come on, go ahead, come in.
Come on, the way you talk so, say, like we the one try for collaborate then to die way, now they would based on argument and fact. Matter of fact, I make tell people and say, we, na this platform, would condemn the act of killing each and every civilian unlawfully, irrespective of what you do, irrespective of the region or the tribe or the area where it happened. We will not care who say it happened. We will not even care if in an inside lodge it happened or a state house or an MOD or a bow or a makini. All we care about now the method of how they done the take over their life consistently for 5 years. Comrade Nami who kill them on Anaka now, we cross carpets from SL to independent. Up to South so today, we not see society make a report or talk to let them go condemn the entire village because they don't kill somebody. You know, what thing that they worry we, how they make a more worry Ibrahim situation as alone. Now because then they selectively look, you handle them for talk for come like call themselves and civil society, don't talk for this person, let police investigate or let government do so. And so starting plan, they say they kill and bola die. Like we some civilian assassinate something, Joseph Sano, this Joseph Sano, make an audio, let them kill and bow, let the man die. Imagine this is a Sierra Leone, not to inside protest and kill him. Not to say that during protest and kill him, during curfew, after protest 4 days after the August 10th, San 10 broad daylight and go assassinate them. And when they assassinate something, then they are alive, when they lead the team. Then I don't call them German again, I don't know Bangura, the battalion commander when this Mobakari, Major Bakara, this happened when they did the protest. We see the police at that time, Ibrahim, the Queen of State Institute and they take the life to see yourselves. What did the police then do at that time? They even make reference to say something was shot there in an exchange of fire. In an exchange of fire at McKinney. Remember, during the protest, they not exchange fire to people in McKinney. After the protest, after curfew, they say he was shot dead. In an exchange of fire, even the president interacting, he talked on BBC with the interview. He said the man died during exchange of fire. You see, because Ibrahim, because they not always try for do injustice to people. We don't talk and say the worst is yet to happen, and that the worst don't begin to happen. So, Ibrahim, there is no way we possible tell me I serve that country. I know exactly the level of how thinking happen in certain areas. We possibly work. I tell you, this is sacrosanct fact. The people, anybody in the center that I'm actually for the commanders, be it police, be it soldier, when they sell, when they take them, they know they send them based on say go work in a policeman, where they go say yeah, me na me demand or where they na me demand take them on a market. They go that concept. They always have security. They guard they always up. They always put their guard up for in case of whatever thing ever happen. They don't create that tension force at the country. They're tribally dividing the country based on politics. So then God they always do up, say be careful, you know, McKinney, they always get them fully stopped and leave. But now this guy, as a not to say that district commander or regional commander, OSD, he gets a driver, that Nasakos attacked, he gets his security. Ibrahim then kill this man, not to say at midnight, for saying that then 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock was okay, maybe nobody not be. How on earth then we kill somebody around between 8 to 9 at McKinney? We go see almost certain that they the McKinney, we all know McKinney. broad daylight, so we will say they kill that person, they exchange, if somebody fire, nobody not retaliate, nobody not see person fire for see this person don't have it, they just see a gunshot and they say that man don't die. Who would have been doing that man? We in driver, we in security.
Well, come on, is it not because of what you say with some of the thing that they protect the thing the way you when they suspecting it happen? I think you talk about like a sniper.
Yes, sniper. That's that no area. We don't have it. No, we don't even have it. Let me tell you something. We wouldn't have been sent sniper in that they are very small.
Yeah.
We'll not even get. You see, then just they talk for talk's sake. And at the time this time, it's a sacrosanct fact. We will not get anybody. They're not gonna have a police for them to say they don't buy sniper weapon. Can I want future? Who said the pastor? There are pistol. Let me see that man in Tuka. When they see the ship from America, that honorable.
Emmanuel side.
They're not going to Parliament Road. Who said the pastor? Who said the pull sniper weapon? Then just a made up story. Can't you look for what's happened with that guy? That guy that been close protection to the president, not only former president, to the the city president now, his wife. It have been very close protection. What's happened to happen in Devati? When the Devati become very dysfunctional. There are different rumors around. We may not talk because we need to talk based on rumors. We just say if he did it, he commodity before they say about killing. What mean commodity? Who knows? What's it happen? We all don't know. Because African leaders can target the people, and especially maybe if they don't say you know something about them or something that happened, they don't pull you, then they fear for like that thing happens, the government change. If you are possible, we go talk in secret. We don't go say that happened. We don't go say that happened. But who knows? Two, they can do anything for get political attention, for get what they want to do. It can happen. It happened in African politics. Can they sacrifice somebody? Then say this person will kill an Amakini. And then Amakini have not to say that bonus will carry man. Will they twist the coin? The coin just started to talk say Amakini problem. No one accept the apes will not accept it and don't lose election. Amakini not say Amakini will not accept it and don't lose election just because former president Kumade Amakini. Yeah. So they always get that thing say whatever happened in Amakini, they don't accept it, don't lose election. Because for God's sake, now not a man and kill. Anybody who talk for today, now for sympathize and all the police let them do professional investigation. Because you know, not talk say if they kill person, the long see person die, then they go hold the entire area whose law wait till it out. You might get suspected people. You might because investigation against suspected people. More rampant arrest because of non-criminal person, you not get any basis.
Come on, I'm not saying you want to do a proper analysis on this, which I really kind of like intrigued about. But come on, when you talk about professional investigation, do you really think the people, like with Ibrahim, they talk now in introduction, judicial, they talk about, as a result of leaders them, not they take them place. And this is waiting are always done the same. This thing gets bigger ramification. Now we can't, the hidden thing they are now BBC, like when you talk about sniper weapons, like who that against Salon people, these are the things that we're responsible for the hardship in Salon. It's not about COVID or Ukraine and Russia war. Because when you talk about sniper, when you talk about investigations, so come again, man just ask you the question directly. Things them, series of events them, like awful things them, where they kill people them all over the place. Panemba Road, Tombo, Mile 91, McKinney, who said they go kill people them, and the president called them terrorists and all that, and the August 10 and all that. The investigations, they don't be held like, they don't hold investigation that Ibrahim and Kobe. But the investigations seem to be very kind of like, move to one side.
Cassie.
Do you think? Let me ask you the question. Like, they don't point the fingers at every time that they accuse. In other words, they point fingers at the APC, the opposition, all the time for be blamed with all that in there. Do you think the people or anybody would trust any investigation that's alone anymore?
Number one. Number one, they not ever investigate any killing. We don't happen it. We don't participate by the government or the security sector. Right. It has never been an investigation. We also investigate case closed. Kashi investigate. Wait something happened. Okay, let me just start you.
But recently, they pull up. I remember Sylvia Blyden. I think there was a conference where they investigate about the August 10 or so. Where it was so skewed, so badly. Because that is not an investigation. That is the government imposition. There is a difference between investigation with imposition.
The government didn't make an investigation, but they make a position of pointing fingers at the opposition, calling people in insurrectionists. They say that insurrection. Yeah. So up till they get that position, there is never been an investigation where you prove an insurrection. So investigation and position is very clear. Because when at the investigation, I already get, if I say I talk about you, I already get the concept behind what I want to talk about you, or what I want to ask you, I already don't get the answer. It's different. Their position was very clear that the people don't get for protest. What happened is an insurrection.
You mean comrade, like the because surely there was a paper, like maybe call it a position paper, whatever. I remember the conference where Usai Sibia Biden talk stupid talk them, right? But what did the guy say? Do you mean like they twist waiting for big investigation into a position, or
no, it's a push. The investigation. How you investigate somebody? I say they say go investigate Cash. I say that Cash. I don't tell you one thing. The chief man. That's how they go investigate you. You cannot investigate people when you have your position already against them. You don't make contestants na the media. They don't talk all kinds of information minister, including the president. Don't accuse people. Let me see what is the investigation. There is no investigation there. They already have their position. When the killing happened,
we talk about like the prejudice already within the TI for talk about
exactly. When the killing happened at Pademba Road, what did the government say? They say they call us terrorists. Already they don't call us terrorists in the opposition and they orchestrate the killing at Pademba Road. So you cannot call that an investigation. What Ibrahim said, one serious thing, when people are there as alone, political leaders, people not political leaders, even people in serious society, no they take up for serial. This thing I for make my own voice be heard in an honest manner. Cash box for where the non begin kill. Don't forget what happened at the north. Don't forget what happened at the western area. Let's start it from Kailau. Don't count at Kenima. Don't count na Bo. Just after election, we get it all wrong. Just after election, I remember that you in government get it everything wrong. They see in supporters chasing officers, including police and soldiers. They see supporters killing another people who don't belong to the political party. They see supporters raping people like Satalamin. Over 10 men dead. We all man they watch, police they watch, nobody's doing nothing. They say they're not proper because they worry they count proper and ain't very bad. And you see, all that happened without up to date the president when a mother bill not make a statement of condemning the act of violence when people do against other people. They don't begin doing for more into that. In your supporter, we then pull and the local and prison, we might have been that the first person we then pull out of saloon. So how would expect this government or this particular leader for take people life serious? When you person don't kill person, you don't consider going to court to let court go free amu. The as you win so by them road, pull them and the bab trial. Ibrahim, the life of every Sierra Leonean. Don't forget what say this person at APC or SLPP. Each and every single life matter. I make we the canton has platform. Now I make we then kill them one I can allow. We continue for talk every day say just because it exercising franchise rights say I left SLPP. Let me go to an independent candidate because I don't want this person again. He was more than almost see where in Mama the campaign and Usa the killer. Today, Joseph I don't know going to talk say let them go investigate. Umar, let me tell you something in Ibrahim Cashbox. When you look at how people in the talk, how they relate issues them, you see the level of hypocrisy. For God's sake, that man is an ASP, a police commander. Because he waiting first in the first establishment where they fire somebody, me as a professional gunman, where they fire somebody, any bullet get exit. Who said the exit? If they didn't have any object, the bullet is history. If that man student have to have, the first way in the look is very simple. Who said the man should how it which don't feel and that bullet they who said exist, they must touch the mutuka. Then they start some facts. I know say if they use weapon kill himself or the person we kill him, they say the mutuka was a firearm maybe from the bullet fall down. But even if he fall down, they must use say exit for the inside the mutuka. There's no way we know it. So how that happened for us as a whole commander, a security commander, if they cannot protect themselves, because would I life sit now by killing anymore? They could do anything for bring tension. They could do anything for like a happy like say in the people that do. The man only pointing at nobody because the police not show you without doing it. But what will they talk? The police will be very cautious of how they take this investigation, especially based on things Sanodo talk say, then forgo a whole everybody and Sanodo confirm to say they don't arrest people then already. And we know me being a victim of police arrest, me being a victim of voting and can do people them. If you know holy heart or you know the person who is strong, as a holy soul wrong, they not incriminate you wanted. Because a law police get one statement, the concluding statement of any investigation which may be challenged in the presence of everybody and agreed. Then they put out to you say that you do this act. Imagine after investigating you, at their conclusion. And if you're not supposed to be smart, you sign up, they say that they put up to you, say that you do that actually. That's when they conclude the statement. So imagine the longer that concept say that mechanic people they're not ready for, they're not willing for say APC of Bonaparte. That's the concept to say to know the SLPP man, because you know to civil society, the CSO man boy saying that UN civil society mean no say pull name. So imagine the whole people now based on that kind of thinking right now. Kashi 10 just is to 1, then they touch on them people and they. And I tell you, some person way it will be if they torture you, you get for talk to you to do self. And then get all the mechanisms that the police for torture people, including you using fire pandemic, including for put them under sand, including for torture them, including for strip them naked. I've seen this firsthand. I tell people out of experience, if you know holy heart, when you go to the police cell, then we'll torture you to certain level, you will they lie. If you not be strong, you lie. So whatever thing therefore happen now, one, you want to know say no arrest, we want to know about them. What's that thing? What's it out in the how do they arrest somebody? You be left for arrest while we drive the commander. How do you arrest somebody left for arrest the possibility that is secret to the commander? What's that in there? Where they kill her? And where they even go check the empty shell of the weapon they use, they found out inside the vehicle and a pistol empty shell. So would have been at the vehicle? Would have been the and I kill itself? Because if you meet the shell, actually, if you meet the shell inside the Mutuka, that's shooting. The assassinator of the inside the Mutuka, or he assassinate himself. Let me tell you something. People that can kill themselves, for not killing some people that can get stressed at the heart. You need to know things happen. I've seen this again first time. I don't get me when me padita say your man no na kono, na born and raised na kono. This at the same time is out of experience in 1996. Sasa nobody no they no say they can't kill themselves. Me I go to myself. We see talk. That's okay. I go. I not even take 200 meters. Go left way inside. Now we go inside. Then go explode the myself. Nobody ever knows the law. So people can kill themselves when I didn't know they get to the money there. So the investigation will be very broad. If they make the pistol inside the Mutuka, that's shooting. The assassinator will do inside it. That comes out for whole and everybody will not work out within that weekday. Would have been work out this man. Would have been work out. Would have security them. Hold them. When they first suspect them first, then all are suspects. We know that they do the act. When they first they investigate, then they begin to tell them now say would have been go time. If they are wondering that drive himself go, then they begin check how the shot happened. Because when person kill himself, the bullet, the way how the bullets they pass is different. They begin look now how the shot happened, then look at the body. If me see the body, I know exactly if na in fire himself or a person fire. Then begin look at the pistol, look at your weapon. So all them things are they do because you have to look at your weapon first. How many rounds inside the magazine? Then look if you don't shot him. Then look at the new weapon with the empty shell. Then look at the there are a lot of things to do
this is
for further investigation. So it's a critical thing. We be say they not just rush into them.
Come on, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah, now critical thing they just rush into. Then for makes us say, then look, there are different things Ibrahim when they look for center this investigation. We be say nobody, no, they no go post innocently and anybody participates by this guy in Kilwa, they not forever go free.
Anybody. Sorry, I know say you want to analyze this thing. This is the point. Comrade, it's like I say, like this, all the things that will unfold in a salon over the last 5 years. Everything they get planned for them, and they get like even when before the investigation starts, they have like the outcome of the investigation. Because you see people like this Joseph Sandy or what's my name, everything in the camp. Most of the time, we're something that happen, and in the camp, it's very civil society. Imagine that they come and build out the investigation, waiting for me the outcome of the investigation. Then they can't tell we waiting for me the result. Ibrahim come in. So this is the thing. Like what you talk so they already they tell you they give you story them.
Let me tell you something. Let me just tell you something. This is different. Investigation, you get different investigations. This guy in Taiwan is a completely different from what happened to Ivan Samson. Ivan Samson, everybody knows it's broad daylight. Then see the assassinators. What's happened August 10? Everybody see what happened. We get videos and pictures. This one, it happens. We don't know exactly how it happens.
No, come here. So, let me just finish my question. What I want to ask you, because the problem with Arif like what you talk, you try to analyze this thing about waiting and for check, and you like the professional in you. That's the side of it. Where like the sniper, what did they say? Like you get for understand who side they shoot them from. In the inside motorcar, you know, like you say you get the exit, every weapon getting exit and all that thing. All these things, if they all genuinely they do the investigation, they would look into this. But as it is right now, and how things they happen when they want to with this purported investigation, they always make they already don't give me the result there. Do you think they already analyze so? They will look into it when they already
no, it should be no. This will be a must. In the first thing, when the things something of this nature happen, either inside house happen, either inside motoka, the first thing they go in the look, now within the confined area, the person are going to weapon first to take. The circumstances which make you take your weapon now for proof say not to in arm himself. Then I enforce for time for establish because this guy was even in a lodge. What's the opportunity maybe getting the way nobody know. Because at the tension thing, some people they think the money you need to know when they kill himself. We don't see in the recent years students and the way they're speaking and the way themselves, let's say for exam, where they tell their parents them, they go tie up and self themselves. So who knows what to mean this guy? I know they say that this happened. But investigation with this kind of nature will be very open. Because you get to check all the purpose around them. For one, for make them let the world know say not to in assassinate in your life, not to in pull in your life, not to take in your life first. If you're in a gunman, the meter inside as a commander, the meter die inside in vehicle. The first thing, the man get a pistol. Take a pistol. Check the empty zone and meet which you if they're the same. If they're the same, then you will begin check now the muscle of the pistol. Take the rounds, so many rounds for the inside each and every magazine. If 90 days, if you want rounds on shot a day, then that will begin get another suspicion. When I say that in, they will begin now for war. Two, the man like commander, without the security them, bring them all, begin investigate. Without them, you work out for the past 3 days. You begin find out, take to that day, without me do it during the day. Because you must get polluted and do it. Without them do it during the day. How to separate? You begin taking now before the investigation outside. Because you have to start the investigation, inward investigation with the man, with his surroundings, with his security, with his drivers, them from what for the past week, for the past days, for that hours, them whether they do it during the day, tea and net, how they separate. Then, if you not see anything now, then you begin go outside. But the first people when I investigate them, then will be a constant suspect until proper investigation and evidence proof say they not been do that. Now, how people that we don't kill that guy this April, they're related to something in that way happened August 14. What thing connects something to this where's officer? Then let me not understand first. That's one. Two, how they will kill this guy, then people are beginning to say, now McKinney people like kill him. What in the evidence in the McKinney person kill him? If I already know the McKinney person kill him, when I go hold the person or because I already know the person, it doesn't mean that McKinney that no means that McKinney person kill him. We don't know. We cannot justify that. There is not any justification saying that McKinney person kill him or that this person kill him because we don't know what's in a problem with my workplace or what's in a problem with the former boss said in doing that to the president or the president. We don't know what's in the happen. We don't ever know. We don't know problem we don't get. Eagle said this right now. So what's in that the evidence here that McKinney people kill him? There's no evidence. They don't die, and with the condemn that act, or the all the police do proper investigation. So perpetrators, no matter how long it takes, then go bring to book. Let me say, it and everybody don't kill from 2018 to date. Any Sierra Leone don't die, be it like the south, be it like the east, be it like the north, northwest, or any part of the country. People will commit that act, the perpetrators, would they count in a book? Only they avenge person die one for that they go kill person. No, that's not to the Lord and the self alone. But how the one can tell police when I will or McKinney? The simple reason this could be orchestrated again by government. Say, okay, now what should they do? This person, I know this thing that's really happen, no, Papa, this is what I know I like. I know this that's really happen. I just beyond thinking at the open my own brain now say this could be a political witch hunt or political point. Say if you happen at McKinney, will they tell people like now say they're not like everything where one guy Austin Johnny making audio. They say in the tell people like say any Mende already McKinney life not safe. They don't talk and say it's not like Mende people and I made the whole killer by Mende. Imagine how that guy in Taiwan would relate to Mende or Timini, how would relate to north or south. Like kill the killer. So that would they kill like Kalau. They kill because of Mende. Where they kill because it is the thing not get base, it not get base. Then you look at them because it happens. Then the opposition stronghold. And enough for be so because person not that making me see na because in a Mende or then kill one and not na bo. Then kill them because in a not no. only the judge and that way. But this what they also can see, the worst is yet to happen and the worst don't begin happen. It don't begin happen because sometimes when people do something with impunity, the people feel say will not go separately complain. They might want to take the law into their hands. We don't know what happened.
I want to ask you a question. I mean, I don't want to kind of like push you today too much because again, like I did direct the question directly to you because you not that side you don't date for 30 years or so, 28 years. Come here, like what you talk so this guy, let me say like we already don't see pictures, tensions of this guy. Like when you talk about say them posting and McKinney and all that in it. Surely if this team tension be done against people and be done against eyebrow about the action with Samoa Camara and all that in it, for safety, whose side did not be get planned, whose side did not be kind of like get like a motive and all that in it. Don't you think maybe certain this guy therefore don't kind of like post them somewhere else until tension kind of like died down? You know, you feel say like security team. I mean, leaders of security personnel them supposed to look at that for say let me protect them and all that in it and post them somewhere else. Don't you think that's supposed to happen?
Let me tell you something, Kashi. Let me Kashi. This guy in Taiwan gets a lot of investigation for do, and this guy in Taiwan supposed to bring something out. Because America begin for talk for say the man been the former president in wife, the president in wife. Now see had a mistake for call that always go to former president, the president in wife. And the commodity, there are so many rumors which make it commodity.
Morning.
So they say that money business they interfere and so many things that they involve the president. And Modi, we don't know what's in the reason. They don't want to say that from there they plan the assassination. Anyway, we don't say no more. Why make it commodity? We all know it can happen. We people like scatter them, boss them. Especially to that level, somebody will be very close to you. We don't know what they're saying. Maybe the money business something, then the first say this man nobody too much that if we will not put and do anything people we want to we use for prosecutory, we cannot say that the reason. Then now me personally be only calling them and see one so use about something the way call for way unprofessional why they measure the bad police the way they use politics in their work person they call the name proudly they do thing there we be saying they far from in normal policing. And with the only tendency, with the kids, one guy and a young man, they can't do this after the war. They don't get any experience. Some of them discipline, some of them my the civilian the yesterday when they target to week with the subsidy. So the man in the mix too, so the man in pass back with the civilian and that some of them most of them don't terrorism to part the civilian. Two of them in that for yesterday, kill so the man for any non can't terrorist like that. So there are a lot of things on the land, financial cash box. You see, when something happens alone for us, we take any nationalistic points of view. We don't pull the political lens, we take any nationalistic points of view. Enough for happy. That's first thing for say enough for happy at all. For say therefore go assassinate somebody. Then you not for dynamic as for take any nationalistic points of view say enough for happy. Enough for happy na McKinney, enough for happy na Kailao, enough for happy na Future, enough for happy na Boy, enough for happy na Kenny, enough for happy na Kono, enough for happy any part na the country. For see this person here, they don't go beat me, so I have to go lay up for kill cash, not to go deep for God's sake. And this is what they could do now. Even the world just to not getting attention. Mother do call attention as a logo will not be ever remember again. Imagine in the world of 2002, from 2022 to this so now we see then they use for kill person. Remember that's where the world done the weapon they still scatter as alone. They're not target police. They're not target soldier man. That's the weapon still scatter as alone. Now after 20 years, now they see the tell weapons was sniper weapon. Oh, they don't do this. I mean, they don't burn weapon there. Weapon they all each and every weapon be counted for. Okay, the only people who get sniper rifle in the military, I know go talk the number of points they get, but I know say they get sniper rifle. If that let them go check. Let them begin that the military now because they get sniper rifle. So the one time they say that you sniper weapon from the army, the police will get her. The police will get sniper weapon. And that pistol they use for kill the man because na 8.something millimeter MCL the midday. So if we not get that problem just after the war, we are in, then we begin assassinate people. Why we forget them now after 20 years? Why we forget them? So you see, there are a lot of things we overlook, we all for OPI to and watch and say. The first thing we say is the nationalist point of view. Now make when them begin killed from the morning. If they civil society, and then use less people like Joseph Sano, them don't come. In the nationalistic point of view, say, Something that in as much as Namakini did, in as much as they condemn the government, they not get it for them to do so. Not the way say, but let them kill them, let them kill them. Because don't feel threat. If you say people come up, I go be a target. If you all know they condemn them, act and they say, this man, like na APC, what in them do wrong. They not for go assassinate. Even if he commit crime, for arrest and for prosecute him. If we all know condemn them, act didn't happen. All this while Kashi, that guy with the chap upon the roof, when I said to SFP, nobody not talk nothing. And kill one akala, nobody not talk nothing. Kill people then, na bone, na kenima, na future, na tumbo, na luchana, na natural. Everything be pointed, not to in a nationalist point of view, but in a political point of view. Because if any killing be judged, or they judge them by in a nationalistic point of view, say no matter what they do, nobody not here for to do this. Because Kashi, even when the police them. Even though the saloon, the rules of engagement tell you say firearms should be the last resort. That is now for be the last thing in a no-go area. Those people just use the code say now this past years policeman, then people declare for themselves, then they fire. Or not declare for policeman, then they fire. What that when they kill her still. Say to the who's from that's what happened. Which statement will they get from the police? So whose statement to get away from the police? Who they kill her still? Whose statement will they get from the police? Instead, they don't have a bearing, they go for intimidate people again. They go heavy police presence. We see this thing happen. If they don't kill person, then they demand burden. Instead of now all commodities of the no see police uniform, they carry a lot of police presence for intimidate people and still continue to intimidate. You know, Kashi is a build up things. And I tell you, when the people then get tired, it happen. It's bound to happen. I said, it happened in 1998. It's bound to happen again. It happened. What time we get CDU as alone? Now people like say, the forces may protect you. Then don't turn. Then don't turn now rebel on top of you. They begin from the CDU. They begin to can't talk about it. When the people feel say, "Oh, life not safe to run way for protect you," then they begin protect themselves. And when that happen in a country, the country country the head for the worst, and the worst is said to happen. And don't begin happen. So the people losing confidence on the government and the security apparatus them and the state institution them at the beginning of any problem in the country. We don't talk about them again. Say, salute the head for a genocide. We know they pray for them. But when something happen, look what happened with this guy. Job economy, the man die. They kill him McKinney. Most of the social media bloggers are from the government. They don't take and tribalize them. They don't talk as the economy, the man. You know, the comments of people them. And let me quickly say this to Ibrahim before I hand over the short one. People them, when they go and talk, Arata, na imot na isela. Now imot make the whole Arata. We see Arata in the kitchen. Go watch over. I hate that because imot is always for it. Now imot make the whole Arata. Uno na dida McKinney. Or the any part of salon. You don't know what for talk at this time. You go talk, you film the talk then. You might not know nothing, just want to talk for pull empty place time out. If you're not getting for it, or you're not getting for talk, shut up. If you say you're a person will be saying, you did part of this tier, Ibrahim. If you did part of them, let God expose you. Because we this platform, they condemn the act of killing innocent people, irrespective of the crime we commit. Salon law say, even if I kill person, therefore go to court. The court go pass by this for me. The court get right for sentence me to death. Not to person get right for can kill me. We don't see so many things that happen. People then some man like must get for crime at this time. Some man they must get for crime.
Absolutely.
Not to social media. You didn't make it begin say, hey, you begin talk. So don't like where you must talk. But the talk, if you go explain na police how this thing happen, and we say for one no, and anybody that hold based on the statements, trust me, this platform go there for talk say let you talk what you know. We go continue for propagate that. If you go based on you want to go talk something, and we all want know. Maybe you know. God come up you go talk. If that you know now, if I don't know now, we just talk for talk sake. Talk for talk sake, get for carry go na jail, get for do that. So anybody for mind what the talk. Everybody, and don't be honest again, anybody where in another area where you see somebody far a run, they say you see person, be honest and can't talk say I know people identify the person, but somebody being far now, you see person they run at that time. The police, let me tell you something, but I'm going to make people that they're free for go talk to police to a saloon. Saloon police, I say, go get the information. You don't be suspect already. So it got difficult for lie or people that get zeal for go talk to police. As you get the information, you don't be suspected by it.
Yeah, and so, that is the point.
Let the police allow people to give information without making them the suspect. Because saloon police, as they go to say, hey, I see person, say, hey, this man says person can't have something around this. So you see, so instead the people get mind for good talk, now what's happening? Because the face because that is the work of saloon police. And person get information so now you don't be suspect. They say, can. What you say? Oh, you believe okay, Hannah, they don't see one person, but this man say believe it. So you see, so now if people know what's happening, the fear for them to go become suspect, then go not talk nothing. You see, we'll get bad work, this part of the world, Ibrahim. If somebody go give information, then the prosecutor say, okay, no one will need you, will call you back. Because they want deep it. But salute now, right now, somebody go honestly go to police and say, well, perhaps me, I want can talk something. That guy, I've been see possibly far and but I know nobody recognize him. You not suspect. In fact, you not the accused. In fact, not the charge for the killing of this policeman. So the police get for behave in a way for all the entire plan, so they for pulling at the system, we for allow people get people for prosecute people. Because if you have information now, you go to suspect, you end up for accused. Abraham, you see, nobody they get it for going to police like that. Here. Because police now they not in a point, anybody go, you the turn suspect, or you go turn the accused. So the police will make sure say pause, then open them the hand genuinely in the professional way for telling the public say, nobody they need to arrest if you get it, if you get the idea, just can't tell me, we'll investigate. They need to arrest you. Don't fear for saying we'll arrest you. So all that time I told you, look, Ibrahim, let me quickly run down this year, say, look what's happening this year. We'll see, they say, famous an artist, then stay in girlfriend, somebody go to empty drum to them, then bad and drum them. We'll see how the entire body, Ibrahim will not to the top of justice as alone. First the same of justice. Absolutely. Up to date, we're not nothing but famous. And legit, and just say, no, we go to fill the station, the life and I say, go do robbery, and also at the life and I say, you go do broad daylight, robbery with aggravation. 19 Nigeria so for 11 years. Then go creeping hit. Famous because they dine and sleep with SLPP. Today, nothing, no statements. No statements. Police go there. Will not even see police make an arrest for say, okay, famous, they say, I kill this person, cases, but go. Instead, they left and they work at the secure. So you see, Ibrahim is selective justice. So people understand say injustice for us is injustice for all of us, Ibrahim. Everybody in life matter, irrespective of the crime we commit. Not to person for judge person. The law did for judge person. We get caught. We get police investigate. But the police then don't make themselves so reckless that they don't make themselves so irrelevant. They don't make themselves so dishonest that people don't trust in them. Whatsoever, Ibrahim, including me idea, I don't trust in the police investigation because I've seen it firsthand. I don't feel like firsthand. I don't say them who said them go lock me for no reason. I was charged with 25 count charge without being investigated, then just presented a court. Imagine, I didn't make a statement on that one. Why I'm going to court now? They say you get 25 count charge. We didn't investigate me at all. Without saying a word. As you said, they hold somebody, they say for perjury, just because it's a Palo Conte use. Say, as I Palo Conte, I mean to born. They say a perjury. Also said the whole Palo Conte for treason. Illegally, he was charged for treason, not to treason. Also said the whole Conte for just sign. As commissioner said, yes, this man, Nami signed in peaceful license. So we cannot trust this type of police in Ibrahim. We cannot trust them with all them here. The people get a lot of reason for doubt the police. People get a lot of reason for doubt the judiciary. People get a lot of reason for doubt the state institution than Ibrahim. When that happens in any country, that country need to ever go for the best. That make we say we need proper restructuring so that people will get trust in the state institution than Ibrahim.
Yes, comrade. You know, the sad reality is, with all of these things that are happening in our nation, everything gets a root cause. The cook say, if person, where you buck your foot, therefore, go watch Usai, you buck your foot, not Usai follow you to go look. This is what you already talk about over the years, and this is exactly what the problem is. So again, to everybody that lost their life in our country today, senselessly, police violence against police. We just want to ensure, say, everybody understands, say, it should not happen that way. Not for be so. But yeah, so basically, comrade, with everything that you've said, like I said earlier on, I know we don't say I don't lost on ourselves. But anyways, I'll just a round up with you and they say, waiting to happen in our country, look who's our work with food, So a couple of things. This guy, again, we want to know, right? Where all the police, the officers, they will be around them. When security guard them, where the guys the way they patrol with, because like I would say again, it was on duty. Where they on duty, they wear uniform. If you're not on duty, they wear uniform. So we all in security detail. We want to see them all. That's just transparency for the investigations. We begin open them, and then political leaders, them, past and present, that they for call now for make sure say they open up the investigation. So what happened first of all? We begin at the state lodge. Why they move and commodity? What be the activities we call? What be the problem we happen there? Was it a smooth transition? Was there some problems within the camp? We make them move on from the office of the first lady or whatever the case may be. They send and go McKinney. What's happening? So those are sort of things we want for know. Salon people, if the police want to be transparent and open up with this investigation, I don't think they need it for the talk about.
If we the talk about say when I go check first waiting happen at the lodge, which is within the remit of every leader in that country. They're supposed to do and they forget access to this information. But Ibrahim, if things where they happen in parliament, still where they happen open in the public, where they affect like these political parties, them and all that, see where they happen at ECSL, who side and thief money for print ID card. They go print like a very substandard ID card for people where the African Express talk about, they not investigate them. That's what happen inside lodge. Political leaders them go call for investigate.
But again, because the concern we'll get now because now we know so they get for go arrest people, innocent citizens, them begin torture them for letting talk, force them for confess to a crime that they're not committed, they're not savvy, they don't know nothing. Then go round up people now, because that is what they do now. They round up people, and that is why these political leaders, again, the problem will get like today now, because leaders then wait for do their jobs for protect citizens. Let citizens see say they are represented, because when you people see say you try for them, you stand up for them, you fight for them, then see say the kind of you make on top the surface, hey, Black McKinney lives matter. After that, now yang silent, nobody now ask questions again. This is how a state they become destroyed completely, and this is the destruction of law and order. And there's no amount of.
Ibrahim is so quite sensitive. We always talk now. What's made it happen, Ibrahim? We don't see the main opposition party. This government consistently point out any to happen. They don't have proper defense. They don't even challenge that and say no. We are not time for talk rubbish on top of we. They just keep quiet and consistently they don't put in their area in the soccer. So absolutely. Because the government don't get away with this year, and the opposition will put a very strong message for the ball, including the August 10 when they call insurrection, Ibrahim.
Absolutely.
Then point figure upon that, including the Parima Road, when they go massacre Parima Road, the APC called the terrorist party from the president, say terrorist party, including so many things that happen. This one said they say APC. So if the opposition party could not stand up and make a statement, say, what you don't know at the point and Bobby. We will continue to see this year. We will continue to see the arrest of people from the main opposition party. They strongholds and Pluton, the Northwest, i.e. McKinney to be specific. Because McKinney don't just center of target for this government for 5 years. Then the opposition party, they ever talk. And they even point fingers at the president directly. It's never should happen. Ibrahim, if they come to a time, they say silencing consent. President Nkrumah don't reach to a certain time when he's supposed to say, you know what, I've had enough. Let me say talk to somebody when I'm a former gentleman. If he ever should happen at McKinney, then a former President Nkrumah, and he kept quiet. He continued, okay, somebody say, let's just keep quiet. But hey, let's just keep quiet, continue for talk, and then just can locally, they talk internationally, then they bring that thing to international platforms. The point figure directly as the opposition party, the point figure McKinney, all man see McKinney system. So sometimes in the time, they need to defend the problem by the statement say this has not to do with the APC problem with the worst day. Who said the water for people because they should be protected. They must be protected, Ibrahim.
Absolutely. Comrade, you talk about that along that line. Because the thing is, waiting former President Nkrumah should be very careful of now. Now we see the massacre in McKinney, which happened. To this day, I don't know if anybody see, but I don't get no record of former President Nkrumah expressing his sympathy to the families. I don't say go visit them, waka to them quietly and this and that, but publicly, because those things, again, it's all about perception. We don't see nothing, no messages, from the former president. You don't see anything. A lot of people go say, well, Ibrahim, the reason why the president not talk, we're not saying talk, get power. Now, man, if you can't talk now, just no. But no. When anything of these incidents they happen in America, I don't care what it is, who state a day, America get over 300 million people. But every American president, every mass shooting, every killing, every police officer will die. There is no American president, former and past, when they put them voice to those issues, because they know say it's important for the democracy. And when they talk safe, it bring sort of peace. So the people knowing say the big one already above them, care and concern about them publicly. It's almost part of the civic education, how for run governance, where be say not all things for be silent about. When certain things happen, you get a moral responsibility. Even if for come in and talk about because nobody know for like how we talk. So when they talk for prejudice, the case of no. What we're doing is we just to make sure say we set the pace of how the conversation for go, at least for how they for look at guide the efforts of the police at this particular point in time, because I know say the police don't lost one of their own, and we all concerned because the police, they are there to protect and serve our people. When you wear a police uniform, you know me say you'll be targeted. We don't want that it will happen, but political leaders, them past and present, get the responsibility in times like these. Like I talk also now, the APC is legally constituted.
Brian, when we talk about this investigation, APC will come with the press release in a way. You remember the August 10. All of them were coming. Oh, let me tell them people like I say we not get place for them in our society. Even them fall for the debate where the government set. Then they come and already they say kind of like in the way, indirectly, supports the government in waiting the government to be 1 year. Then they come and say, oh, let me tell them people like I say they don't get place now in society. People that will protest. What is wrong in protesting, Ibrahim? This is I remember 2 people come and say this, which I don't go call the name because say they're like when they talk rubbish on social media, who can talk nonsense. But you see, Ibrahim,
Kashi, if they are relevant to the conversation, bring the name up without even thinking about anybody where they talk nonsense.
We have to reference them. But the point where they try to make Naira is this. You will see the leaders them, they come and talk, say, oh, we not get place for them now society. When we talk about investigation, so the APC, then they use like the people that we alaki around them, like for instance the Sibla Blinded, say, oh, now he represents APC for this investigation. Because like now APC don't get proper executive. They don't say now Sibla Blinded go represent them. Because I remember like the old August 10 thing, I think Sibla Blinded was kind of like in a way shadow the APC, say, oh, now they represent APC in the investigation and all that. Ibrahim, the problem we get now with society, now because we don't say waiting matter be you want, if they get that thing they don't show the opposition themselves don't accept that to the extent that even investigation and now gets to be skewed to waiting matter be you want. You see, Ibrahim, like this whole thing with the happen. Nobody opposition will come strongly and say, it's in the investigation and all that. Now, what's the outcome when matter be you want or the government? Now, it gets to be the result, Ibrahim. Make no doubt about this. I know we try to talk about how investigation is supposed to go, come we don't analyze like waiting, like the waiting for look for and all that. But no, like in an ideal world, that's sorry for B. And like even ideal world, waiting to bring them to reality, Ibrahim. Now people were in kind of like responsible areas, responsible position them. We're supposed to make the ideal come reality, Ibrahim. But you know what? Until we get people we're willing for make like the ideal situation them, seeing a way in a book come to reality, we know they go any side, Ibrahim. All these investigations are supposed to be structured the way we come to analyze them and all that. But no, if you do them that way, it would not be kind of like go the side way matter be you or the government wants them. And the people that we're supposed to make sure say it go that way, we make sure say like or checkmate the government for make go the right way. Then they bulldoze them. They say they don't get nothing for do. This government now waiting and feel for do. Ibrahim, like now, they see the way people in the talk, oh, well, you don't understand. The people are back, they get life. Because if they mistake for doing anything there, they will kill them. But this is not the result we will get. The problem is when you get somebody, a wicked leader, when not be checkmate, Ibrahim, this is the result. Hardship, and then they already happen. So now responsible for the hardship. Come here to talk about confidence. People don't get confidence. What's we can talk about confidence? The biggest commodity a country will ever find. It is not about your gold and diamond. It is about confidence. And then thing they already happen, Ibrahim, they go talk saying a sniper, they go talk saying market people and they kill them. Nobody no go trust Salon. Salon is not an investable country, Ibrahim. It is not, and all the things they build up to it. Like opposition do not hold the government to books. All the things they Ibrahim, it is damaging. This is what is causing the hardship in Salon. Nothing to do with Ukraine, Russia war, or COVID, Ibrahim.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think say we don't expound on this issue enough. I think on recruits I don't make enough points, Gashi don't make enough points. But what would expect moving forward? I think say it's very important and crucial for let they open up this investigation from a very transparent point of view and not use the people of McKinney as a pawn in this game for go target innocent civilians. Them we rugged anything for do with this particular matter. We therefore ask for again. Let's start the process from why they move this guy from the lodge. We already see confusion be there. Waiting happen. Say they reach McKinney. He did McKinney. Why this guy be there by himself? He's in uniform and he there on duty. If you there on uniform, you're on duty. It means he getting assigned personnel. Them all around them. So who that be there with them at that particular point in time? The police for able for showy the directory of waiting happen that particular moment. They would I be the worker with insecurity guard them. Who they all be there? Waiting be they do? Who day? Everything should come out openly to the public so the public know exactly. Say at least the police don't start from under force, so they don't say now all insecurity guard will be around them. Everybody do account for who side them be there. What's happen where they're not able to take action for rescue and save their officer. So how then see don't they take what happen? We want to know, was he by himself? If he did by himself, now suicide this, he commits suicide because he fed up with life. What happen? We want to know. So if the police want to be really, really transparent and they want to let people and see this investigation not like a political investigation, but as an investigation of somebody losing their life, and they want to be very objective. Now they angle and they for come out, now they from start, let the public see everything is open. The IG or the spokesperson for the police and will come out and rule out all those circumstances. So they don't account for every security guard will be there on patrol at a particular moment in time. Who side every day, what did they do? Then check all the weapon them, then tell we all anything there systematically. So the people get confidence in whatever they go for come up with. Because when I go arrest innocent civilians, them we don't know anything. When I torture them for letting they can confess to a crime, the trust not go in at the process, and people don't get any confidence in her, and they go say and say it's a political witch hunt. But if we open up the transparency, when I start from the early get go, when I tell we say when I don't go do una research from the lodge, which happened there, where commodity, when I know that case the way happened, yes, it was not beautiful, it was not pleasant, but a move am eventually go McKinney. If when I tell we would I be there with at that particular material point in time, the amount of OSDs that will be there with them, where they got them, who side them be there, where they not see who that come and can't shoot this man because it was close range. We want to know. That's how investigations are done. Transparency and openly. The police IG for come every day give us an update on the matter. Not for just go round people them up, take people and say, oh, they are McKinney, they are enemy them. Not go round them up, lock out them, we begin beat some, torture them, pull them, close them, make them treat them naked, or go begin electrocute them with water. Because we know all the things that already happen in the country. For force them for talking and come and say, we don't get one person, we don't talk, we don't confess to the crime. No, people don't get confidence in that. So, but people want to see from the start how una go una tell we who that be there with this man, who that be there with them at that particular point in time, because he was on a detail. If he wear a uniform, it means say they're on duty. So what's happening? Because I don't hear all kind of thing and say, oh my go be at home. Man, go be at home, my inside police uniform. No, we go change it. They plain clothes, so not like by nobody. But at the end of the day, all of those are angles so I can investigate. But what's happening? Why fending self so in that situation where every security guard, where in weapon, now suicide, now political assassination to themselves, a disgruntled was there one of the security guard where disgruntled with them, we don't like in leadership style, we take the law into your hand and execute them summarily like that. We need to know all of these. This is a closed door something. Not to think this way for involved civilians per se. So this is what we ask for. That's all we want the police them for do. Bring transparency and openness. And we want to ask with political leaders them for get involved in this matter, because now then they go arrest people them. Regardless of whose political party they, every cell union forgets proper treatment and fair treatment. So this is not just because if I'm against on APC, MP, them for no. Where is the NGCs? Where is the C4C? Every member of parliament now for be concerned about this, because then they go wreak havoc with people them that are part of the country. So these are the things what we say, and this is what we ask for. Political leaders them for come out and speak up about these things. Again, who side this thing begin? Lord watch Usa will buck with foot, so Usa will go for them. Now all my look aside for them. Hey, don't kill this officer. No, Lord go back all the way through. What happened in the country over the years? How people have not get justice properly.
This is not about McKinney MP. It's a national issue with the derail confidence nationwide. Will affect the brand name Salone. So it's nothing to do with like McKinney specifically or Bo or Freetong or Tombo. Yeah. It affects the confidence, the reputation of the country. Yeah.
I think we say the same thing, right?
Let's just look at things as in a nationalistic point of view rather than political point of view.
Exactly.
Because so many things happen, we look at a political point of view. Because we don't push politics now with eyes so much that nationalism, patriotism don't go out of Ibrahim. Whatever happens, people, if me and APC man, whatever happened, we're wrong within APC, you're not wrong to me. For jubilation, whatever happens, we're wrong within SF, you're not wrong to me. Always something happen because of being an APC and kill somebody now, because no, I don't say because I'm not Timely, or because I'm na Limba, or I'm na Krakow, or Badingo, or I'm na Mindi. We see in the nationalistic point of view, when they don't kill one person, if we be concerned from everybody, just like we say, you need to go look who say you for them, you left with a bucky foot.
Thank you.
Ibrahim, if you did not start this thing, from where they not start the raping of Satalamin, the burn of people in houses, when election done, burn people in party offices, beat people and kill people, will not for the story society. The government not ever condemn that.
Exactly.
They don't condemn the killing of Raubo, Nakala, we cross carpet from SFP to independence, they kill them. But they still say just don't let them go round up people in Nakala because Nakala happy. Happy too.
Right.
Ibrahim, if you don't investigate, that guy will fire first start. If you don't investigate proper investigation, no problem. See, or the clean na Tumbo, na Mainland, na Lusha, na Tonko Limba, na Makini, na Panema Road, Ibrahim. August 10, before August 10, during August 10, after August 10, if they don't put up in a nationalist point of view, say, okay, people they don't protest, they don't do things not for happening. But equally, the security apparatus they use force more than they require. So they do proper investigation in a nationalistic point of view, Ibrahim. Trust me, all they do the top also to know about. But it will continue. It will continue because we need to talk in a nationalistic point of view, rather than political point of view. Instead people are not to consider because that man, they make it do so. Whilst people from the APC say, okay, one man down. All the students, it's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate for God's sake. For two can say, it's not going to happen any part of the country. No party, not going to happen, right?
This is, long even go to a community, at the community level, like we see that day with famous guy, where they go kill that guy, where they say because he go thief drum. You see how people take the justice system that they own, and all of those are factor where you look at that the issue that they will get in our country. Una our community, the way as when I say this person go thief for, the day you don't see the other thief, you don't go take tick, you go take cutlass, you say for can chop and whap. That is the society we don't get. And one say every one of una say think about una actions over the years. Una they kill people no more because they say wait, you go thief butter. But when they watch on our politicians, they thief a record, when they defend them. When they go sign them bad deal, we make on a country they like idea. When they defend them, I tell them say look the Motka with the drive. I get the best Motka on the tongue right now. Look, see you so powerful. When they celebrate them, but when they go, when they kill on themselves in our community, they say this person don't can thief. Look, I go thief will fall, you go thief with goat. When I go tired like an animal, you are the Sierra Leoneans. All are responsible for everything that is happening. When I change our ways as a nation, as a society, we have to change our ways. There is nothing good about when somebody can thief you. I know how painful for let somebody can thief you, thief man can terrorize you, but still, not give you the right for take the law into your hand. You get a right to apprehend and get the police involved, hand over to the police, let the justice system take in course. But then you go say, Brian, we not trust the justice system. We see the whole thief man, then they left and back, he go back, he go thief for a side. I mean, could do that way, but still, that is not justifiable. That is why we say again, political leaders them, una come in, una step in, una start for doing a job them, una start for take responsibility for the people them, una start for care for them, una start for show say, una know what you do. Until we get on the Sierra Leone is going down the drain. Now this is not police officer. We don't know the next one right for be, but these things will happen. So we should be very, very concerned. And I make us say we say let it open up proper investigations, not for go target citizens them, but we want to know who side our officer be here, who are them for there around them at that particular point in time. What happen? Where everybody for there around them is in uniform. If they're in uniform, it means he is on guard, he is on duty, he is on time, he is on state time. They make money, they work, they on cause. Why not in one green day in that particular position? So we know say it gets security guard them. Where are all of these security guards? We want for know. We don't rule out suicide. We want the police for rule out suicide. We gonna say okay, we know why we don't take and escalate to this point when they go round up people in the market. Because we don't look all around on ourselves first, we don't investigate all around on ourselves, we don't make them very clear to the public. Then we gonna go now and say, okay, now we get for begin look at the public. Again, we talk about development in a nation. Within our country, we don't get 24-hour electricity. We don't get security cameras them. Because still like anywhere happen at this part of the world, then they are now, you can see them begin giving still images them. You know, begin giving videos them.
When you talk say the people then let them look themselves. I just remember the Bible where Jesus Christ in the past and hold on and say hypocrites because he commits fornication. Jesus Christ will look on man. He say, would that point that we no committing one day the first possible cast the stone that woman.
Exactly.
All back stone then can say, hey, this is my don't got problem now. Would we not commit it? So then begin with the stone Abraham. So when man they do the behavior with them, so that's it talks no more. Then they celebrate the big tip man there. Now they go sign like that you know we then go get $100,000. Yeah, buy for $100,000 Muscar because sign bad deal. Then they celebrate and they jubilate the Muscar in the tribe. But then they take them brothers in your life for gallon for rubber. These are the big thief. The thief man for entire party and politician. When you go sign bad deal, bad contract, when people die because no get light, because no get oxygen and for help that person. If you come for and kill people like that.
Absolutely. You see, so these are the things we say. You look at what's in the happening like the country. These are the concerns that we get. So when I check on ourselves within our community, as a nation, as a society, let we all reflect. Every cell union reflect now on your actions. You think what they do. You know, for see how we can resolve those issues there. This kind of thing has stopped. We don't want for you this kind of thing. Very bad for your image. Very terrible for the image and reputation of Sierra Leone. You know, because now I don't gonna BBC Umarufuna or reporter. Elections they come. When you say around elections, there's a lot of tension. So would that happen? Would that kill this guy? We want for no. But let's start from within the circle first. Because again, now, most of the time we're in the cabinet talk about development, right? We talk about security camera them. All of them here now. By then they are not the hearts we itself. Security camera they don't pull up. We don't see who that come. If not one gunman we run kind of boy shoot, he run, he go. At least if we not see him face safe, but we see him close way where we see issues way. People they begin now for say, you know what, the man this what they look for, and the person this way commit this crime here. So you're not gonna need for go arrest people. But what they talk say, una improve the country, give electricity.
We just are not today. Then they arrest people in America. We kill person John F. Kennedy. We they kill her. Then we go normal in that area. Opposite gate. They need to offend the gunman. No, nobody say that is possible. In America, we invest in America now. There be a late head of state.
No.
We is not practical. The rather than go normal in that area, see that this area.
No.
Even the building where they suspect that they no go play in the building. See when I can't know that I suspect them because there is no evidence. Absolutely. So this is an example. Now because also they see the court talk so enough for P, APC, MP then business for be each and every member of parliament and for condemn in the nationalist point of view, not for point finger at the region, not for point finger at the district, not for point finger at the part, rather for target for condemn the acts of taking Sierra Leone and their life brutally. We this platform continue to condemn them. We will not care how possible to look at we will not look at we. We really talk with you, say the benefit the people and the greater majority. We really condemn the act. In a nationalist point of view, not to in anybody for saying that for person. No, we are doing it for God and for conscience and country because no one happen anymore.
I totally agree. I think the problem we don't get now with constant the fact that everybody, you know, the good or bad with the damage salon in reputation, in name, they just facing now waiting the favor their own political party. Oh, this the favor APC. Let we capitalize on it. This the favor on SLPP. Let we capitalize on it. You know, everything it gets for kind of like this is the reason why I make, you know, to some extent I think Ibrahim mentioned the other day, I make like leaders them in opposition, not they actually kind of like push the government for do the right thing because they want to make this fail for make them kind of like get away, when they get political points and all the thing. Because in a civilized society, it is not about failing, it is about policy where people you get a policy where kind of like the people buy into. Because like different things, them policy them today not can be suitable for tomorrow. So and people like vote on policies. They need to vote on say, no, we wait with this policy, make mistake. Yes, like it's part of the thing because if you come with a policy when it work, they expect that okay, we're going to capitalize on that failure of the policy, why it did not work. Even though you say all intended, but we your country, it delicate today, like people want people to fail, and every time that happens, a kind of like the result, like now, SLPP they jubilate and say, oh, now McKinney happened. Let we go kind of like get at the day. Let we go kind of like take political point day. Let we can create tension inside McKinney so the people don't go vote. Let we kind of like begin again, like the audio way I do I think a week ago, where this guy was involved, where I said that they can get jail mandate. Again, if you don't take the kind results now, they can kind of like push them back, going back to that investigation and begin to jail people unnecessarily, even though it was something where I was talking about for APC, where again could well be stop the government from doing executing their plans for arresting people there. Because what we say now for kind of like look at the trend of SLPP, people like come and talk stupid. You see, like it's just a pattern.
You know why? You know why would they continue for fail as a nation? Because when APC is in governance, for instance, for 10 years, SLPP not of anything good, but APC. Then they always stay, they fail, they don't even no one let it play.
Cosmetic code.
Because the people like say when you can't go from a failed incumbent, you really can. You don't get more. If you don't take time, you fail person because what's important to happen. You agenda first time, you need to work first because what's that your agenda first you let them. You begin time for cover the mess of putting that incumbent don't do. So if any incumbent fail, the opposition can take. You will forget about the party incumbent we can take from. Because
and I will just clarify that point because some people they sabi how to skew things them. You they say this as like a story. If una they wait when somebody fail, una will come and train because like this government don't come over the years say, oh, now because they meet a broken battered economy, now I make them the struggle. So that is not what comrade is saying. Just
no, like they play for LIC, then sell the play parts, like that's just then what's in the match and then they go for good trust bad debt for put salon per problem. They forget say now you for cancel the finance secretary or now you for cancel this. Today they don't hold the realm of office. That's them because they do something for God and country of conscience. Today they don't hold the realm of office now cash work. They don't find it very difficult. The bad debt you go trust for give APC bad name. APC don't bother power, you don't can now. Instead of advising the government saying, for this debt I find what will continue for this debt here, you know we'll find for country. Law will left out, law will find other way. Instead, if they can, like the whole day, finance secretary and the vice presidency do austerity measures and they advise them.
Anyways.
They said they take her out as a political weapon. Hey, they make austerity measures. They make austerity then. Even people like say, like we can always demand what UK say. You can make austerity measures for many, many years.
Absolutely.
But they all look at
I'm back.
in a national point of view, why is happy?
Yeah.
So if you say the way somebody feel, you can't think about power. You they feel fast if you don't be careful because at the end of the day, when they jubilate as salon people, they can't say for any party we feel as salon no feel.
All right.
For any feel as salon no feel. No such party feel like the whole sector as a nation. The way there's almost 600,000 over 600,000. So what are they feel like?
Comrade Kash, I'll be back. Okay. Okay, round up now. 1 hour 11 minutes.
No, round up.
Okay. Absolutely. All right.
You can close that for me.
Absolutely. With the left and I. Salon people have low introspect. Everybody low check with self, low look into self. When they kill people, when they kill somebody because they go thief gallon, they kill them when they take the loan on hand. You know, police officers, when I left the violence, you know, everything when they happen in our country, it's very sad for our nation. We're not happy. But the souls of all the people who lost their life senselessly, you know, rest in peace at this particular point in time. Police officers as well as civilians. But we want the police to give clarity into this matter. So what's happen? We want for no Uda be there with this security, this officer at the time when security guard them, Usa they all be there. What's happen? We want for no from the way where they come out the lodge, how they pull and commodity. We want for no what's happen. This is not the kind of one for open up this investigation so it will be transparent and not go round up people unnecessarily take advantage of people and begin torture citizens them. If we not do that, and of course the investigation again it for looks very shambled and people will get trust and confidence in the police and in the judiciary as well. So dear political leaders them want to step up, want to put much by this matter here, so they will rescue people. Them not go arrest people unnecessarily in the community. Them everybody for get involved. Everybody want to take responsibility for our actions. Going into politics means say you go for go serve the people. Want to take care of the people. Want to care about the people. When things that happen in the nation, people not for be silent. Leaders not for be silent. Let them speak up about them and condemn them. Whatever they get for do. For make sure say people understand. Say the citizens understand. Say they are with them. With the left and right. Bye bye everybody. All right.